Hi, I'm Shaquita Haywood, and I'll be going over the Pre-Seed Proceed model and what I've learned from it through our planning and evaluation class. So the Pre-Seed Proceed model is a basis of program planning that provides a useful format for assessing priority health issues and identifying factors that should be focused on during an intervention. The biopsychosocial person in their environment is considered a potential intervention that is worked through backwards by way of interventions to reach outcomes. Moreover, the pre-seed proceed model is it encourages health promotion and disease prevention through interventions that are continuously evaluated. The pre-seed model basically is an assessment or diagnostic portion of the model, and it must have the desired outcome, which has 4 phases. The pre-seed model is basically planning, and it has developmental stages of the model, and they are predisposing, reinforcing, enabling constructs, educational, environmental diagnosis and evaluation. Proceed is the treatment and evaluation. Proceed is basically implementation of the strategies and interventions that provide a basis for evaluative stages. It also consists of 4 stages. It starts with policy, regulatory, organizational, constructs, educational, environmental, and developmental. I found that using the pre-seed proceed model, it had various strengths and also weaknesses. It was very directional, which is shared a vision without the model. It encompassed aspects of priority setting by way of planning, implementation, and evaluation. In addition, it begins with the end in mind, focusing very much on the outcome of a given intervention, which I did like. It also had an unbiased approach, which I also liked. And most definitely, the short term and long term outcomes were outlined as well. I also thought that having, provisions for continuous evaluations was absolutely in need. One weakness that I found is that, if you didn't find a simplistic way to follow the model, that it can be very, very difficult. So understanding it was a little bit difficult for me at first. It does take time, and you must have allocated resources before the implementation because it can be a financial constraint once you are doing program planning. It also had various extraneous issues as far as data because it is data intensive and labor intensive. A lesson I learned is that it does have a lot of research to go with it. It's very much data driven. I found myself not staying on track as much because I had so much data, but it was nice to just have a realistic goal setting with the SMART goals. So I did like that part. As I use this in the future, I'm hoping that I would probably use more data mapping so that it's more focused and simple. I'd like to continue using it because I think that being committed to it does show that it has usages of evaluating whatever intervention I'm doing and determining an outcome if it's working or not is also important when evaluating. So I thought that using the pre-seed proceed model was very useful, and I'm sure I'll use it in the future. Thanks for listening.